So it's July 4th, and we have an American Pope.
Yes.
Do we have American saints?
We have quite a few, actually.
Greetings and welcome to another episode of Catholicism and Coffee. I am Stephen Gasinski.
I am Beth Kaczynski.
We talk about Catholicism, all things Catholic, and enjoy some great brews. Today we're going to, since it's July 4th weekend, well, as of the airing of this episode, it will actually be July 4th, so happy Independence Day for our American friends. And for the British friends, well, suck it, losers. So we're going to talk about some American saints. Now, some of you may have heard a lot about them, but we're gonna go into them a little bit more. This is not an in-depth.
No.
We recommend you do your research, but we'll touch on a few American saints.
Yes.
So who do we have up today?
Yeah, well, American saints, there's not a ton of them, which our country's pretty young compared to the Catholic Church, so not too surprising there.
Mm-hmm.
Funny enough, I think when we first talked about doing this episode, we didn't even have an American Pope yet.
No.
Yes.
That was kind of crazy.
Yes. And a lot of these saints were actually immigrants. They were born in other countries and came to America, usually as missionaries. There are several Native American saints,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a couple who were born as American citizens.
So
There's a very popular saint right now. Her name is Mother Cabrini. There's a movie that came out about her. I haven't talked about the movie much yet, but we'll get to that.
yeah.
But she was born in Italy in the 1850s, but she passed away in Chicago. She became a U.S. citizen, and she was the first U.S. citizen to be canonized as a saint in the 1940s.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have another saint. Now, she was actually born in America, but before it was America, this is Saint Elizabeth Ann Seton. She was born in New York in 1774. So, 1774, America was not an official country yet. It was still under England.
Yeah.
But she was born on American soil, so to say.
Mm-hmm.
And she was canonized in 1975, and she's the founder of the U.S. Catholic school system. So, a pretty cool saint we have.
Yeah.
And then our first American-born saint born in America as we know it was St. Catherine Drexel. She was born in Philadelphia in 1858, and she was canonized in 2000. So, fairly recent saint.
Yeah. JP2?
Yes.
Canonized her.
And then one last immigrant I'm going to talk about, St. John Neumann, or Naumann, who was born in the Czech Republic, but he was ordained, Czech Republic, but he was ordained in New York, so that's pretty cool. Not born in America, but pretty major life event in America. And then he was the first male U.S. citizen to be canonized in 1977.
That may have been Paul VI was reigning at that point.
I think you're right.
I think.
Yes.
As our pontiff.
Yeah. So those are some of the well-known American saints. Let's talk about some of the the Native Americans.
Yeah, so who do we got there?
We've got a fairly recently canonized saint named Saint Kateri Tekakwitha.
Mm-hmm.
So she was a Native American. She was born in the 1650s, so I think she's the oldest on our list here.
Yes.
But she has a very interesting life story. I'd have to ask my sister for all the details since that's her confirmation saint.
Yeah.
Yes, but she met some Catholic missionaries and really loved what they had to share. Fun fact is her name means she who bumps into things. Yes. But I think she ended up living in the New England area, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
But Native American saint, recently canonized.
Yeah, I remember when I was teaching when I was with RCIA at some point, actually I wasn't teaching yet, but one of the students in the RCIA program took her as her confirmation. She wasn't canonized quite yet, but she was on her way.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. So that's the first time I heard of Kateri.
Yes. And then of course there's the North American martyrs.
Yeah.
So the most commonly known one, he might be the only one who's canonized, or one of the few who's canonized, is St. Isaac Jogues. He was born in France, but he was a missionary in North America in the 1600s. So it wasn't America yet, but it was still America.
Yeah, that counts.
Yes. So those are some of the American or were somewhat relation to America saints. Either they were born here, they were missionaries here, they died here, they were ordained here.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully we see a lot of American saints in the future.
Yeah. So who's on your list? I know I have a list, but what are some of yours?
Well, one who's been talked about, and she's on her way, but not quite there yet, is Dorothy Day, founder of the Catholic Worker Movement, I believe.
Yes.
Yes, and did a lot of good. We had to learn about her in school.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she's outspoken pro-life advocate. She
Yes.
was actually a bit of a heathen before, and then she had this profound metanoia turnaround, and she became like hardcore prophet,
Yes.
spreading God's word, and did a lot of good in America, and not just as a Catholic woman, just as a woman in general. And
Yes.
that's something that should be recognized within
Yes.
the church.
And I think she passed away not terribly long ago.
Yeah.
So that's why her canonization process is not super far along. She's servant of God, which is the first of several steps.
Yeah.
So, she's
not
still-
everyone's going to be like JP2 and Mother Teresa, who just get
Yes.
fast-tracked.
Yeah, and she's got a ways to go before she becomes a blessed, which is the final step.
Yes.
Okay. So which saints, American saints, do you hope we see in the future?
I'll go with my obvious answer of Fulton Sheen. If any of you don't know who Fulton Sheen is, research. He was an archbishop of the Diocese of Chicago, I believe.
I should know this.
But he was very much, he put Catholicism on, the airwaves, basically,
Yes, he did.
because of his television show, which he won an Emmy Award for.
Yes.
And he just was a true servant, powerful speaker,
Very.
inspiration to us
Yes.
on the regular. And he died before either of us were even born, but
Yeah,
still.
but fun fact, he and I were born very close together geographically.
Yeah. So he's a powerful one. And for any of our brother knights who are watching, Father Michael McGivney, the
Yes.
founder of the Knights of Columbus,
Yeah, his origins are in the New England area as well.
yes.
Yes.
So very powerful story. Did a lot of good work and was taking care of widows and orphans since the Knights of Columbus.
Left behind a pretty powerful legacy considering how the Knights still live on.
Yep.
And he is well on his way to being canonized. He is now a blessed.
Yep.
So I think he's got one more miracle to be approved and then he can become a saint as long as the Pope approves him.
Yeah, which, an American Pope, it might happen.
Yeah.
Weirder things have happened.
Yes. And maybe Pope Leo is going to say, there's more Americans who need to be recognized as saints. But we're not Pope Leo. We haven't spoken with him. We can't say for sure.
And he's not rah-rah America all the time, but he appreciates what America has done for Catholicism, so he will serve as needed.
Yes.
And I hope that we get to see a lot of great stuff from Pope Leo. So,
Yes.
any other American saints that you think?
Those are the ones I had in mind, but we have several great American saints. We have several saints who are about to be canonized. Not Americans, but still awesome to see them. It's a very great time to be a Catholic, I think.
Yeah,
it's always a great time to be a Catholic.
It is a great time to be a Catholic, but it's an interesting time.
Yes, American Pope, a millennial saint.
Yeah, someone in our age group, yeah.
Yes.
Which is pretty awesome,
That is
considering.
really cool. Yeah, known for putting the Eucharist on the internet.
Yeah. Doing the research and such. Which
Yes, making a database. You don't know how I feel about databases.
anyone who knows you, at least semi-well, knows how you feel about databases.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I'm all for it. But yeah, it's pretty awesome to be considering. It's an interesting time to be an American Catholic.
It really is.
And we hope that you enjoy your day.
Mm-hmm. God bless America.
God bless America, because we can use all the help we can get.
Yes.
And it's a scary time, but it's also an interesting time. And as Thomas Paine once said, these are the times that try men's souls, and maybe it's the time that we need to be tried. And if that is what we're called to do, that means that maybe something great is around the corner and we need to just take a deep breath and just manage how things go.
Speaking of great things, there's some things we've got going on right now.
That's true.
So we have a very special sale on our Morality in Movies course. You could even call it a super sale.
Oh, you went there.
So there is a movie that recently came out.
It's coming out. It'll be next week as of the airing of this video.
Okay.
The film Superman
Yes.
is dropping next week. And we wanted to kind of commemorate that since we do have a superhero collection.
Yes, so for the month of July, you can get all 4 superhero lessons for the price of 1.
Yep, and there is a Superman movie in there, so.
There's a Superman movie in there.
So there you go. And you can definitely check them out. They're great courses. You get a lot of me in that one, so.
There's one of me solo.
Oh yeah, there is one of you solo, so it's not all bad.
I talk about the best Fantastic Four movie ever made.
The Incredibles. Oh yeah, Fantastic Four's coming out a couple of weeks after that. Ugh.
So it's going to be a very super sale.
It's going to be a big super sale, and we hope you take advantage of that. Is there a promo code? I don't think there is.
We'll put it in the comments.
We'll put the promo code in the comments.
I don't want to say the wrong one on air.
Yeah, that would be bad. We'll put the promo code in the comments for you to pick it up, and I think it's worth it. There's a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff and something else we worked on too. Somebody wrote a book, and it's not me. And it's not the cat.
No, the cat can't write a book.
She could try. It wouldn't say very much interesting. She just presses on one key and then it repeats for pages and pages. And then I have to yell at her.
Yeah. Yes, I wrote a book called Film Forming Faith, which I go through 12 movies that helped me along my faith journey.
And there's superhero movies in there.
There's a couple of superhero movies in there, including one that features Superman. And I go into that pretty deeply. I hope that you would find it worthy to add to your book collection. Had a foreword written for it by a friend of the show, Christopher Emmanuel Chance, who did a fantastic job.
Yes, he did.
So we'll check that out. It's on Amazon. We'll have the link in the description of this video.
Yeah, and you can get it as either an ebook or a paperback.
Yep. And who knows? Maybe a while from now, maybe there will be an audiobook. We'll see.
If you want an audiobook, tell us. Put the pressure on us.
Yeah, because then I'll have to go back in my dungeon and make one. AKA my edit bay.
Edit bay, dungeon, tomato, tomato, potato, potato.
Oy. But yeah, so I don't have my copy yet. Hopefully we'll have it for the next episode. Anything else any other housekeeping?
That's our big stuff right now.
Alright. In the meantime, be bold, be brave, be courageous, enjoy your beverages of choice. God bless.
God bless.